Is blue and white appearing, and that blue and white is Romantic Warrior. He moved up to take the lead off Galen. Cheng Cheng Glory's on the inside, then Straight Aaron and Bellagio Opera. 2:20 to go. It's Romantic Warrior, 3 in front of Bellagio Opera. Cheng Cheng Glory, the leader though is Romantic Warrior. He's 3 in front. Bellagio Opera. It's history. It's cup number 4. The Warrior in name, Warrior in nature.
Final furlong and a half. Illinois pressed all the while by stablemate Scandinavia. Sweet William to the outside. Sunway tries to kick back. Then French Master on the outside. Scandinavia on the outside of Illinois. It was becoming a private battle. There's a half furlong to go. Scandinavia, the 3-year-old, edges the lead. Racing up to waterline. It is Scandinavia who takes the Goodwood Cup.
Journalism is on the move as they turn for home, and Sovereignty is coming with him on the outside. The two of them go right by with a furlong to run. Journalism and Sovereignty, nose to nose, down to the last 16th of a mile. Sovereignty has taken the lead. Journalism is second toward the inside. Baez is third, but it will be Sovereignty to rule the Kentucky Derby.
Derby champ White Abarrio looming up on the outside, and he powers right by Saudi Crown. White Abarrio is opening up with 1/8 of a mile to go. Back to second is Saudi Crown, Skippy Longstocking, and Lochter next. But this is a tour de force, a Pegasus World Cup to add to his Florida Derby and Breeders' Cup resume. White Abarrio. Shark.
And they're off in the Group 1 Coral Eclipse. And the early skirmishing sees Hot as Hell moving up on the outside of Sozi, who is allowed to stride forward by Maxime Guillaume today. Racing in third is Delacroix, and then Ombudsman is in fourth and making a bit of ground around the outside of Delacroix. And then Camille Bizarro is last but one, and Ruling Court is keen, and he's trying to steal ground through on the inside. But it is Sozi given his head here by Maxime Guillaume, and he's gone on now by a neck to Hot as Hell, who races in second. An early move around the outside by William Buick on Ombudsman now. He wants a piece of the early action and moves up towards the outside. He doesn't want to be 3 wide going into the far turn. Towards the inside rail is Ruling Court. Delacroix has been shuffled back, and Camille Pizarro is at the back of the field as now they go into the turn and they race towards halfway in the 50th running of the Coral Eclipse. On the inside it is Sozi by a contested head. To his outside, Hot as Hell is in second. Then the two runners for Godolphin. On the inside, Ruling Court. Around the outside, Ombudsman. And the two runners for Aidan O'Brien at the back of the field. Delacroix with a shake of the reins. Camille Pizarro on that one's outside as the field turns for home in the Coral Eclipse. And it is Sozi who has got the lead. To Hot as Hell towards the outside, who races in second position. Ombudsman with clear sailing towards the outside. Ruling Court is in the pocket. They're then being followed by Camille Pizarro and then Delacroix. They're racing down towards the final quarter of a mile, and now Sozi is urged for more by Maxime Guillaume towards the outside. Ombudsman now begins to make his surge. Hot as Hell between horses. Camille Pizarro towards the wide outside is picking up now for Christophe Soubion on towards the final furlong. Ombudsman has got the lead but wandering under pressure. Sozi fighting back towards the inside. Delacroix is also picking up on the outside, and he's eating up ground, racing up towards the line. It's Delacroix on the outside. Delacroix and Ombudsman followed by Ruling Court.
They're off in the Breeders' Cup turf. And it's Rashabar who goes out to the early lead. Salawi goes right with him. These two out to the front together. Mini Hawk is close. And now redistricting comes through with Rebels, Romance, and Goliath to the inside. Wimbledon Hawkeye takes back behind them, and Amalak is down toward the rail. Three back to Rebel Red, El Cordobés, and Tawny Port. Then Hill Road to the inside, Ethical Diamond, and Gold Phoenix is last of them all, and he's 15 lengths off of front-running Salawi. He went 23.22 for the first quarter, so going 1.5 miles, that's moving right along here. Salawi up top, the leader by 2.5. Rashabar, the closest pursuer, in second. Two-time turf winner Rebels Romance is a tucked-in third on the inside. Farther out, Goliath is in fourth, and between horses redistricting, Hawk is outside, and then Amalak was down toward the rail. After that, Wimbledon Hawkeye, middle of the pack with 1 lap to go. Rebel Reds on the outside of Wimbledon Hawkeye. El Cordobés is next. And it's 2 lengths more back to Hill Road, who is just ahead of Ethical Diamond and Tawny Port. Gold Phoenix biding his time through a 47.53 half mile. Into the turn they go. Salawi all the way so far. The leader by a length and a half over Goliath. Rebels Romance is third on the inside. Mini Hawk outside in fourth. Rashabar fifth. Amalak is sixth toward the inside. 6 lengths off the lead, just ahead of Rebel Red Redistricting and El Cordobés. A length and a half back to Wimbledon Hawkeye, and then Hill Road Ethical Diamond 20 Port. The trailer Gold Phoenix. 111.99 for 3/4 as Salawi heads up the backstretch in the Breeders' Cup turf. The leader by a length and a half over Goliath. Mini Hawk and Rebels Romance are side by side. Rebels Romance getting an inside trip. Mini Hawk's going 3 wide. Around the far turn, Salawi, Goliath, and Mini Hawk. Rebels Romance needs a place to go behind them. Rebel Red has circled up on the far outside. On the rail, it is Amalak, and then Redistricting, and they're into the stretch, and the filly takes charge. It is Mini Hawk who comes off the turn in front. Rebels Romance comes to take her, and Ethical Diamond is charging down the middle of the turf course and goes by them all. Ethical Diamond has taken the lead, and at 25-1, Ethical Diamond wins the turn.
Mikel Barcelona. So his outside then is Wonder Legend. About 3 lengths away to Dubai Future. And Yashin, who won the Sagaro Stakes here back in April, is at the rear of the field as they've gone through the opening couple of furlongs and a bit more now. They continue up the home straight for the first time. And it's Trawlerman who goes along with the advantage. Shows by this length and a half to Sweet William, who's yet to finish out the first 3 in his career. Illinois is racing on his inside, the Ormond Stakes winner from last time on his seasonal debut. Candellari goes by us in a share for fourth with Wonder Legend to the inside of the white and red and Daniel Musket. A further 2.5 lengths there back to Coltrane, running in the Gold Cup for the 3rd time today. He was runner-up a couple of years ago. Behind Coltrane is Dubai Future, a winner at the Royal Meeting 3 years ago in the Wolferton, and still at the rear of the field is Yashin as they make their way towards the final 1.5 miles. And it's William Buick and Trawlerman who continue to show with the lead. From Sweet William in second, Illinois is back in third, 3/4 of a length behind. A further 2 lengths away to Wonder Legend. He's matching strides there for fourth with Candellari. Then came Coltrane, another break back to Dubai Future, and Yashin continues to trail them at the back. Continuing to race downhill now over on the far side of the course in the Gold Cup, and it's Trawlerman who continues to lead. Shows by 2 lengths to Sweet William in second. Illinois is back in third. Wonder Legend against the running rail, still in that dispute for fourth. Without wider Candellari, a good 3 lengths away to find Coltrane. Then came Dubai Future, and Yashin remains in the final position and fully 12 lengths behind the leader, which is still Trawlerman, who heads down towards the final mile with this lead of a length or so to Sweet William in second place. Illinois is a clear third. Wonder Legend just about in fourth now from Candellari as they race around Swinley Bottom. It's 3 lengths away to Coltrane. Then came Dubai Future, and Yashin is now looking to close up a bit inside the final 6.5 furlongs. It is Trawlerman as they begin to climb. Trawlerman leading a length and a half to Sweet William in second. Illinois is back in third. It's a further 2.5 lengths away to Candellari. Wonder Legend is on his inside. Behind those two then came Coltrane, has been waited with throughout. Dubai Future and Yashin remain the final 2 runners. They're on now towards the final 5 furlongs. Still Trawlerman. Trawlerman leading by 2 lengths to Sweet William, is now being pushed along there in second. Back in third is Illinois, who's still travelling strongly. He in turn then is about 5 lengths clear from Candellari, who's back in fourth and now looking to make his move. Coltrane is next. Dubai Future trying to get closer. Then Yashin. Wonder Legend has now dropped right out. They're about to turn towards home inside the final 3 furlongs, and it's Trawlerman who's yet to be passed. Trawlerman will lead them at the top of the home straight. Illinois is now shaken up in second. Sweet William is battling away back in third. Dubai Future is still staying on in fourth, and Candellari, who now looks well beaten inside the final furlong and a half, and it's still Trawlerman galloping on relentlessly. He leads by 2.5 lengths to Illinois in second. Dubai Future still staying on towards the outside, but they're inside the final furlong, and surely they can't get to Trawlerman. He's clear by 5 lengths inside the final half, and it's Trawlerman's Gold Cup, runner-up last year. He wins the 2025 edition. Trawlerman has won the Gold Cup. From
Art of Honor a little restless, as too is goal-oriented. They're off. in the Preakness. And Journalism is out very fast, but Clever again is the quickest and will take the lead with Longshot Gosker going up on the outside. So it's going to be these two to set the pace as they make that final trip past this historic grandstand. And then it's Goal Oriented running in third and Heart Held on the inside. And then American Promise in fourth. Journalism broke very well, but he's down on the inside moving into the turn as River Thames goes up 3 wide. Then Pay Billy Heart of Honor and late running Sandman is racing 9 lengths from the front as they round that turn. 23.19 the opening quarter mile. And that's set by Clever again. And Jose Ortiz, they're out there by a length and a half over Gosker in second. Goal Oriented is tucked in third. Then to the outside comes River Thames. American Promise, the D. Wayne Lucas runner under Nick Juarez, is fifth right now. 4 lengths from the front, and Umberto Rispoli has Journalism just to his inside, now being nudged along to keep up his Journalism. He nudged along here up the backstretch with 5 lengths to make up. Then Pay Billy, Sandman at the back with Heart of Honor. The half mile was 46.66 seconds. They make their way into the far turn. Clever again and Gosker, and these two are right together on the lead with River Thames running in third. Goal Oriented is fourth. American Promise fifth on the outside. Journalism is still sixth. He's got a lot of ground to cover. He is still 5 lengths behind as they make their way toward the top of the stretch. Gosker trying to pull off a huge upset here. Has taken the lead on the outside. Clever again cuts the corner. Journalism is getting closer now. He's behind a wall of horses. He's looking for a place to go, and he's got nowhere to go. Oh, he bumped hard with Goal Oriented. In the meanwhile, Gosker's running the race of his life, and Sandman has entered the scene, and he has moved up on the far outside. Journalism is still running on. He's back into second. He might even win it. Here's the wire. Oh my goodness! Journalism has won the Preakness Stakes in a performance like you read about.
And they're away. Almeric switched in behind early. Devil's Advocate kept very wide. Mount Kilimanjaro also going forward in the dark blue. The pack are headed by Fox Legacy, Delacroix and First Look. Then on the inside, Yellow Jacket Almacam as the pacemakers track across. Ombudsman is held up towards the back behind Calandagan, and then Economics on the inside. Prague is on the inside of Almeric. First Look in the red cap out wide as they go into Swinley Bottom, and it's Mount Kilimanjaro from Devil's Advocate. In third is Almacam, then Fox Legacy. They're followed then on the inside by Prague, and then First Look, and then Almeric on the inside. Economics just looked a little short of room perhaps around there. Delacroix just ahead of him now from Calandagan, and Ombudsman, who must be 12 lengths behind the leaders, is last of all. They're already heading towards the final 5 furlongs, and the 2 pacemakers are now set alight. Mount Kilimanjaro and Devil's Advocate. They go 5 lengths clear of Almacam in second. Prague is back in fourth, then Fox Legacy. First Look, a gap then to Almeric, and then Delacroix, and then behind these is Calandagan. Also Economics on the inside, and Ombudsman still looking on from last place, and they're now beginning the turn into the home straight, and Devil's Advocate goes up past the second horse, Mount Kilimanjaro. 4 or 5 lengths then to Almacam in third. Prague, they're well strung out. Surely these leaders will stop quickly. Fox Legacy peeling out wide. Calandagan, also Ombudsman on the extreme right. Delacroix not getting a good run. First Look runs on well. They head now inside the final 2. Almacam, Calandagan picking up well with Ombudsman down the near side. These two going on. Delacroix's got 3 lengths to make up. It's out in front, Calandagan, a length and a half. Ombudsman trying to get him, but the French horse is remorseless. The King George winner, Calandagan, wins at Ascot in the Kipco Champion Stakes. One of the great horses in Europe.
Racing in the arc, and as they get away, Byzantine Dream is the slowest away. Mini Hawk and Kalpana, the first 2 to show. Lohi Ali is in a prominent position as well as they begin to race through the first 300 meters. Los Angeles is up there. Kisisano, White Birch, hot as hell, and then Sozi shows in a prominent position. Giovaletto is towards the back of the field. Byzantine Dream is also way back amongst Journalism at the moment with Arrow Eagle. Quadunor on the right with the red cap, yellow stripes on the sleeves, is going through to take the prominent position with the pale pink jacket of Hot as Hell. He wants over to the running rail there. Purple jacket of Mini Hawk is with this. Kisisana is next. Out wide, maroon and blue colours is Los Angeles. Then comes Aventure, blue with a white cap. Kalpana, pink cap is wide of her. Daryz in green against the running rail. And then Alohi Ali in the grey jacket, black sleeves. Sozi follows a blue cap. Giovaletto noseband against the running rail. The grey white birches with him. Qualificar in blue is next. The white jacket in Lefar, who's then followed by Byzantine Dream against the rail, red cap. Gizora, the green colours behind this. A bit of scrimmaging towards the back at this stage, and Arrow Eagle is the back marker. But for Japan, Quadunor at the halfway stage, past it now, is leading the arc. To Hot as Hell, the pink jacket in second. Los Angeles Mini Hawk together, 3-4. Kisisana 5. Daryz behind these. Then Aventure, blue and white jacket. She's towards the rider picture. Kalpana behind her. Then Alohi Ali, the very pale light blue colours, Giovaletto. Byzantine Dream creeping closer all the time. Gizora's the back marker now with Arrow Eagle. Qualificar is 3 from the back of the field with white birch, but this is the home turn. Quadunor is in front. Hot as Hell is in second place. Mini Hawk, purple and white colours, delivering the challenge with Sumi on now. Kalpana coming on the extreme right. Daryz has been switched out for a run. Byzantine Dream on the left against the rails has a chance. 300 metres to go. It's Mini Hawk who shows in front. Daryz in second. Quadunor behind these. Giovaletto, Byzantine Dream running on into the closing stages. The purple jacket in front is Mini Hawk. The green colours of Daryz nearest to us is coming with the challenge to throw it down. Daryz and Barcelona have won the arc to Mini Hawk.
Rolling line, we're ready for the start. They're off in the Breeders' Cup Classic. Baeza was off to a slow beginning. Fierceness goes out to the early lead and runs straight today and straight to the front. Contrary Thinking now moves up alongside of him, and Contrary Thinking will take the lead. Forever Young is close. He's right there on the outside, and Fierceness is down toward the rail. Then comes Mindframe and Antiquarian. Journalism is guided inside by Jose Ortiz. Nevada Beach is along the rail. Baeza is second last, leading only last year's winner Sierra Leone. Has the opening quarter mile in 23.04 seconds. Contrary Thinking out there doing his job. He's in front by 2 lengths. Ever Young on the outside of Fierceness, second and third. Break of two to Nevada Beach, who's down toward the rail. Mindframe on the far outside. Journalism between those two, just 4 from the front. Antiquarian, and it's 3 back to Sierra Leone and Baeza. 45.97 was the half mile. With 5 furlongs to run, Contrary Thinking leads the field up the Breeders' Cup Classic in front by a half a length, with Forever Young right alongside. Mindframe just to the outside of them makes it 3 in a line. Fierceness just in behind with Journalism to his outside. Then Nevada Beach, Baeza, Sierra Leone between them, and Antiquarian is the trailer. Around the far turn, Forever Young pokes his head in front. Mindframe, and now Journalism confronts them. As Contrary Thinking drops back, Baeza is 4 wide. Fierceness in behind horses. Sierra Leone is right in contention too, as they make their way to the top of the stretch. And they're into the stretch in the Breeders' Cup Classic. And Forever Young turns for home with the lead. Journalism is second. Sierra Leone, Fierceness, 1 off the rail. Still Forever Young to catch. Fierceness is coming. Sierra Leone and Journalism, they're coming to the finish. And it is Forever Young. Celebrate Japan! They've won the Breeders' Cup Classic.
$30 million. Of a youthful crowd, and they're off in the tab Everest, and overpass began fast as expected. Ying Rising's right there, and now Mazu is whipping up underneath the pair. Lady Shenandoah's got a great spot 4th in front of Tempted. Further back to Jolly Star. They're followed then by Jimmy Star is going forward from the wide draw. Rias has got back in the field, followed then by Angel Capital, Jetabil and Magic Time. Mazu shows the way. Overpass sits on the outside. Ying Rising 2 lengths away. Third is trucking along, and Jimmy keeps him company. Jimmy Star up on the outside, followed by Tempted, Lady Shenandoah, and Jolly Star gets great cover turning for home. Marzu in front from Overpass, Ying rising 2 lengths away. Then Jimmy Star clear from Tempted, Lady Shenandoah, Jolly Star down the outside. Overpass takes the lead by a length. Ying rising, stoked up. Burton says, come on boy, show the Aussies what you've got. Ying rising moved up to Overpass, clear from Jimmy Star, but Ying rising, champions do what others can't. He's the world's best sprinter, no doubt.
They're off and racing, and the jockey on Maya Terror has dropped straight out of the barrier and will take obviously no part in the horse running free at the back of the tail. And going straight to the lead is Sayun Hades, swooping across is Ho Ho Biscuits, and up there is Quadanor. Shin Emperor's there as well. Tastiera's got across with a bit of cover. Inside it is on the inside Cosmo Coranda. Back in behind them is Danon de Sale getting a bit of a squeeze. Back to Deep Monster. Back in the ruck is Justin Palace. Masquerade Bull goes on with Calandagan, and that free running horse out wide Admire Terror. Then Yoho Lake. Then down on Beluga, Struve, and at the tail of the field, Breda Vague, the mare, leading out by 7 lengths at the moment. An unusual leader here in Sayun Hades leads out from Ho Ho Biscuits, and running third at the moment, Sunrise Earth, then Quadanor, followed by Shin Emperor. Then comes back in the ruck, midfield Cosmo Coranda. Tastiera's settled well, as has Masquerade Ball. It's inside Deep Monster, down on De Sale. That loose horses still going along with them on the outside of Masquerade Ball. Calandagan back in the last third of the field, but seems to be travelling sweetly. Then down on Beluga, well back in the ruck at the moment, 3 wide is Justin Palace. It's inside Yoho Lake, then Struve, and Brady Vague still at the tail of the field. This one's coming back to them as they get to the 1,000-metre mark, and it still leads out by 8 lengths. And that's Sayun Hades, but is really shortening stride. Running second, Ho Ho Biscuits. Starting to take off Sunrise Earth, and that free runner is on the outside of them. Then comes Cosmo Coranda, followed by Quadanor, who's starting to click up. Then Shin Emperor, Deep Monster, well back Tastiera. Masquerade Ball with work to do. Calandagan's 3 wide going on with Danon de Sale the inside. Danon Beluga well back in the run and under pressure at the moment. On the inside is Yoho Lake and Struve, and wider out starting to pick up at the moment Justin Palace. The 400-metre mark, they're shortening stride but running on now. Here comes Quadanor, and Calandagan is joining in. Big strides, Calandagan coming with Masquerade Ball. Masquerade Ball. Calandagan is dead in front, but Masquerade Ball is kicking. Masquerade Ball the inside. Calandagan the outside. Head and head, bobbing to the line. They hit the line, and maybe Calandagan.
And they're away for the Saudi Cup. A little bit slow away, Ushbata Zoro. And early on it is Walk of Stars who moves forward. Romantic Warrior jumped well and just moves off the rail to get some clear daylight and avoid the kickback. Looking for Forever Young, who's broken well and is right across the field as well. Al Musmak is racing in a handy position with Defunded through the first 200. They're being followed by Ramjet, and also there is Wait to Excel. As last year, Ushbata Zoro's the one off the back end. Also towards the back at this stage is Rattle and Roll, well behind as they make their way through the first 400 metres. Forever Young in the maroon colours, but it's Al Musmak towards the outside with Defunded, and right there on the running rails, Walk of Stars. Romantic Warrior tracks them in 5th place, Pale Blue racing on the inside of Wait to Excel, then Ramjet wider out the white cap of El Código. Factor Cheval is at the back of that leading group on the outside of Wilson Tesoro. Then behind those is Intense for Me, still a gap back to Wood and Sun. Rattle and Roll well back, and Ushbata Zoro as Romantic Warrior moves off the running rail as they approach the bend. So out in the lead, Forever Young on the outside, disputing it with Walk of Stars. Right round the outside, Romantic Warrior will be 5 wide into the turn, but he's poised under James McDonald as the big 2 move through. Forever Young, Romantic Warrior sweeps up on the outside for Hong Kong. They lock horns, and it's Romantic Warrior who finds most initially from Forever Young in 2nd place. The 2 of them are clear from Wilson Tesoro and Factor Cheval, 2 of the great racehorses in the world. And at the moment, Romantic Warrior holds sway. His rider looks across. Forever Young is trying to close, and he's beginning to do so. Romantic Warrior from the outside. Forever Young has got to within 3 parts of a length. Romantic Warrior, Forever Young, a race for the ages, and Forever Young rounds off a terrific night for Japan, runs down Romantic Warrior and breaks Hong Kong hearts.